What's up, Group Coach Nation? Let's talk team and administrators. I would think, you hear me rank these questions all the time because I'm always looking at what people ask in our community. I think it's fascinating research, right? I love hearing what you guys are talking about and love answering questions. And then I love the data behind the questions. So I think in our community, on all platforms, probably hiring staff and teams, finding that right administrator or someone to help, typically administrator. What's up, Matt? Those questions come up so frequently, probably in the top 4 or 5 type questions we get. Having an administrator, if you don't have one right now, let's say you have 10 people on your team or no people on your team. A lot of people with 10-person teams don't have an administrator who's dedicated to helping them get work done, an extension of that key person, you as the boss. Matt, dude, hey, buddy. It's so good to see you, man. It's so important. Welcome to the community. I'm glad you're here. It's so important to have somebody dedicated just to you. If you don't have any team members and your first hire is coming up, think about this administrative position, okay? So obviously in my car today, wearing a jacket, folks. Oh my gosh, I'm so fancy. So y'all never see me dressed up, but moving around, seeing clients in our done for you space, right? We work, Sheridan, it is so great to see you. I thought about you the other day. Hope you're well. It is so important to have someone helping you that's dedicated to just you. We're not talking about somebody who's there to help you build websites, or somebody who's there to help you just run your social media campaigns, or somebody who's there to help you, with organizing your client load and getting workflow done. No, I'm talking about somebody who's truly there, virtually or in person, to help you run your parts of the business, like communication, conversation, keeping up with notes, kind of keeping the circus that goes on around us as entrepreneurs really running effectively. So I'm out seeing clients today for our Done For You business. Many of you know we do Done For You marketing for high-end cash pay surgery groups, okay? So I'm at a client location now. But I have a long day of this Group Coach Nation work as well, okay? No big deal, because I have a great team. And here's the cool thing about administrators. They help me get that done. So when I'm out and about today doing my Done For You client work with my Scenthold team, that team's awesome. They get so much stuff done there. My Group Coach Nation administrative team is feeding me information and keeping me on track. All right, that is so critical when you find that administrative help. You need somebody who's dedicated to each part of your business. So for me, running 2 businesses, I have a key administrator who's dedicated to just supporting me in the process on each of those businesses. And you might say, Chris, that's kind of overkill. Really? No, for real. It's not that big a deal. You can find someone who's really expensive. You can find someone who's not very expensive. You can find someone who's a beginner in their career as administrator, someone who's very advanced. Find the right person for you. Find the right location in the world for you. But ultimately, be awesome to them, right? Be an awesome boss, pay them well. But ultimately, train them well. Take care of them. We all need to grow. But ultimately, you having a person who's not engaged in doing the work, but is engaged in seeing, hey, what's going on around you as the expert, as the leader, as the coach, the consultant, the Done For You leader, whatever, and clearing the way for you, taking those little details off your plate, making sure you're prepped and ready for the next meeting, making sure you've got space in your brain in those small decision fatigue areas that keep you down. You need somebody like that to help you stay focused. We often see like heads of state, big superstars out there, a president, pick your favorite movie star who's like superstar level. Notice the phone they're carrying. Notice what they're doing. Notice who's around them and with them, okay? And I'm not saying I'm that person. I'm just saying notice that high-level type person. They're often on a flip phone. Have you noticed? Pay attention. They're often on a flip phone, and they often have, obviously, some security guards around. We notice them getting out of their big, armored cars, and they got their security around. But notice there's administrative staff with them. Not just another head of state, but look like one layer behind who they're walking with. All right, there's a key administrator there. Let's pick a superstar. Pick Taylor Swift. You see her getting in and out of places, going places, not just a red carpet event, but like getting out of a car, going into a restaurant. She's going to have a friend or somebody with her who's her companion, who's like her close person that she's hanging out with that night. But typically there's going to be security. Look in the pictures. There's going to be an administrator back there. The person who's allowing that superstar person to be really engaged in the moment and not worried about the 100 other things that have to happen that day. Yeah, all these people have super busy lives, super complicated days, but they have people helping to organize that. Call them a handler, call them whatever you want to call them. You need one of those people. For most of us as experts, as leaders of our done-for-you agencies, our coaching agencies, our mastermind leadership programs, whatever we're doing, most of us are so good at leading people and having the next idea and vision of what needs to happen and helping those people move forward, that's where we should be using our skill set. Keeping up with the 3 other sales appointments and 2 other shows you got to be on and podcast interview you got to handle and the book that you're authoring that you have to look at a draft later today, keeping up with all those things is truly unproductive. Keeping up with the person you're going to talk to next is all you should be focused on. When you can laser in and dial in with that, you can get down into the stuff that matters for your business. You'll start growing and you'll start scaling in a new way. Now, let's just get practical for a second. Here's the biggest tip I can throw at you. What's up, guys? Great to see you. Here's the biggest tip I can throw for you guys. If you have 10, 20 people already on your team, many people in our community have 20 to 50 people teams in their creative spaces, masterminds, done for you agencies, whatever they're doing. Great, good for you. If you're here and you have like nobody helping you out, you're still working a 9 to 5, great, it's okay. Here's the first thing to do once you find that administrator. Don't go piling more projects and more work on your plate, all right? Take the first 90 days with this new administrative help and focus your attention where it needs to be focused. Let that person be trained and let them help you take your attention off the details, the little things that create decision fatigue. Things like email, calendaring. Well, Chris, I use a calendaring app. I know, but there's still people who ask questions and slip the cracks and you got to sort it out. Get all that stuff off your plate. Things about like, okay, I met with 7 people a day on Zoom calls or in person, and I need to create some notes. I need to get them in the CRM, and I need to follow up with so-and-so, and oh my gosh, I gotta, like, all those little things. This is the stuff that you need to start handing off and training this new person to do. Junaid, dude, what's on? I know, right, Junaid? This is the first time you've probably ever seen me in a jacket, Junaid. Crazy, right? I'm out with a client situation right now, so I'm on the road. Ultimately, get out there and find that person and hand off all those things. Jason, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Hand off all those things and get the first 90 days focused on you being engaged 100% in where you need to be engaged. If there's any pro tip I can give you for that first true there to handle what you're doing, that tip is just simply get out there and spend the first 90 days training and helping that person take over the distractions from you, okay? This is not major project flow. This is not go build a website. You want to hire somebody to build websites for you, find somebody who already knows how to do that. Outsource it. There's tons of people on Upwork, Fiverr, wherever. You can find somebody to do those tasks. They're already ready. I'm talking, get yourself free so you can impact people. We all know the truth. We've all heard it a million times before. Relationships matter. It's the relationships that will make you successful, not can you build the best website that has the best SEO tag in it. That's not it. What's going to make you successful is not, are you the best Facebook ad manager? No, it's not it. Are you the best copywriter? It's not going to make you successful. You're going to have success doing those things, but what's going to make you successful is relationships. So find the person in your world. Find an administrator who can help you free up time for those relationships. That's what matters. Quite frankly, that's what allows me to be here right now talking to you. That's what allows me to go from multiple client conversations and mastermind conversations with Group Coach Nation over to our Done For You agency with the surgeons. The surgeons I work with don't even know that Group Coach Nation exists. It's fine if they do. It's just a different world, right? It's complicated. You get that? You live in multiple spaces at once. Find that person who can help you navigate those spaces and take the detail of that navigation off of your plate so you can focus on the people. That's what matters most. All right. And obviously, like I said before, be awesome, be kind, be a great boss, teach your people. Now, one last thing here. You might say, Chris, I've hired people before, man. I'm through 7 VAs or virtual team members, some from this country, some from that country, some from this country, whatever. I promise you, your person is out there. It's a lot like dating, right? There is a person out there for you. There is an administrator out there for you too. Most people in the world are not gifted as entrepreneurs. They're not gifted as visionaries. They don't see that way. Most people need a structure and a framework. And here's the key to making that successful. Probably if you've been through 7 or 10 different virtual team members, it's probably the boss. It's probably you that's not made that work. Because we're so good at being visionaries and being out there and doing all this crazy stuff in our heads that give us opportunity. It's really hard for us to help a team get structure and get consistency and get the space they need to be successful, which often looks very rigid to us, but that's the structure they need to function in so they can be successful for themselves and for you. So don't give up hope. Get out there, give your team members a really solid structure to work with, give them clear communication, be patient, find the person that can help you. It's so worth it. I guess we probably go through, we're really good at hiring and finding the right team members now. For my own team, I'm just trying to give you some idea here, what it would take for you to get somebody in your team. We might go through, 3 people to hire one person, meaning we'll interview 3 people and hire one. And then I would bet after those interviews, I would bet 1 out of 3 people we hire doesn't work out. So if you want to think of it that way, we're probably having to hire or talk to 4 or 5 people to get one person who's going to stay with us long term. All right. That's okay. Do your best to hire the right person and then have a short list of people that you didn't hire but that almost made the cut, and have them kind of ready. Keep that relationship warm because you're going to grow and need another person, or you're going to find out the person you hired wasn't quite right, wasn't quite the right fit. Be kind, help them move on. You move on as soon as possible and get the right person on your team. That's best for everybody. So you can do this. It's so important. It's so helpful. And it will change your life. To my team, I know you guys watch some of these occasionally. You're the best. Love you guys all so much. You know that. You guys are the best. I couldn't do what I do without you guys. So usually it's Lucy, Zarina, Lila. Good to see you guys. Thanks for hanging out in the Group Coach Nation space and making this all work for me. Okay, you folks out there, Group Coach Nation folks, you just rock this thing. People need you. They need your information. They need what you got. They desperately need the relationship with you. And to make that work, they need you, which means they don't need you stuck in the details. They need you doing your part, talking to them, inviting them to your programs, being in situations like this where you get to impact their lives, being in a place where you can actually bring value to their life. I promise you, checking your email and getting people calendared is not bringing value to their life. That's just the stuff that has to happen, right? You're the one who needs to get in there and help them change. Stephanie, what's up? This pep talk spoke to me. Oh, Stephanie, so great to see you. So glad you're here. We're all in this together, Stephanie. I'm right there with you. You know what, Stephanie, and whoever else watching this on the replays, I don't know about y'all, but if y'all do these types of conversations in your communities, wherever they are, if you're on Clubhouse, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you talk to your people, do you find that the conversations you have looking at the camera lens is often like your own pep talk that you're delivering yourself? It's like the best excuse ever to actually cheer yourself up. I love that. I love that. Stephanie, we are all in this together, and I promise you half the stuff that I talk about here is answering someone else's question, but I'm like, I pick out the question on the list of what we're going to cover today. I'm like, yeah, I'm answering that question because I need to remind myself about that. It's the truth, you know? So welcome. Glad you're here, Stephanie. Okay. Get out there, do the work, get the results. We say that all the time. I say it fast because I'm so used to saying it. Think about it though. Do the work, the smart work, not the hustle work, not the 80-hour week work. Do the work, get the results. If you're building a true high-ticket group coaching or mastermind process, that's what we do here. Most of us run digital agencies of some sort, done-for-you agencies or one-on-one coaching programs. A lot of people have 9-to-5 jobs and they're running multiple businesses on the side. That's great. What we focus on here is building those high-ticket group coaching models that lets you scale and lets you change people's lives. Ask questions about that. Lean in. Talk to one of our coaches. We have so much content out there for you guys. If you're struggling with an area, ask a question about it so we can point you in the right direction. That's why we do this. All right, kids. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Do the work, get the results.